What's going on, family? So I'm back with another one. Wow! I promise y'all I was recording like hell. I swear to you. But life has been busy. It is Christmas time, so I'm saying though, like, can y'all be a little forgiving? Please. But I actually erased every single solitary recording. All of them. Just to make certain I had space for this video right here. Okay? This video is going to be about young folks in relationship. Listen, some of y'all little kids gonna be like, oh, it's different nowadays. Baby, understand when I say I am not that much older than you, depending like who you are. So what I'm so bothered about is the fact that the know-it-all type people have the worst time with life itself, like with the outside world, should I say. But I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown with certain things. So there's a bunch of y'all that walk around here talking about you want to get married or you want a boo. Let me explain something to you, baby. A relationship's not fucking easy. I've been with my husband for 22 years. We started dating or going together, as we called it, when we were 13, 14. But see, the difference between me and a bunch of people, see, in my head, that was a for now boyfriend. That wasn't I know we're going to be together forever. No, I was not thinking like that. I promise you I was not. I did not think he was my forever person. I just didn't. I felt like we were too young to know. And I swear to you, that's legit my feelings. I felt like we didn't understand love, the true meaning. And you don't understand relationships, to be completely honest. You just don't. You can say you do all day long, but I don't promise you don't. When you start going with somebody when you in high school, okay? I want to make this clear, okay? So when you're in high school dating somebody, there's so many steps to it. It's not even fucking funny. Me and my husband's age difference is literally 9 months apart. We're literally 9 months apart. So he was born and I was being created. We're 9 months apart. So that's not a huge difference. And it's so funny that I mentioned that because when I was in high school, I did not want to go with nobody that was that much further along than me. Because what would we have to relate to? Like, truly, I really wanted somebody my exact age, to be quite frank with you. But see, when I had met him, he was turning 14. He wasn't exactly 14 yet. There's levels to it. He and I started off as best friends. Then we developed a little bit of feelings for each other, okay? And then it went from us being best friends to us getting the feelings, which caused us to start a relationship, okay? And then it went from that to we got engaged. I was 17. I was 17 when we got engaged. And I ended up having my baby, and then we had another one, and then we ended up getting married, and then we had my daughter. I had my 3 boys out of wedlock, as y'all would call it. But at that point, we were together for so long, it's not even fucking funny. See, when he put that ring on my finger, I still, in my head, felt like we were way too young for everything we were doing. What stopped me from even thinking about getting rid of my son when I was pregnant with him was the fact that I had cervical cancer, which I actually talk about. I did a story time about like a lot of this. Let's just say that. So regardless of what you would have said, I wasn't going to get rid of him. And I actually told my husband, if you feel like this is going to be too much for you, bow out gracefully and do it now. But he didn't. He stuck around. He's been a dad the whole way through. My circumstances aren't common though. You could say like 1 in every 20 people end up staying together and getting married after high school. Like, the odds of it's crazy. It's not common. So some of y'all who's in relationships in high school, like I said, there's a lot of levels to it. One of the levels is you should be careful with the age range that you start with. Like, that's really important. Because let's say if you're in 9th grade and I'm in 12th grade, I'm on my way off to college, dog. Like, a lot of kids go off to college. right after high school. And you still got a whole 4 years to complete. So you wouldn't even be able to relate to the stuff I'm talking to you about. You wouldn't understand it. That's a decent age gap. Like once you surpass 18, that's different. When it come down to your spouse, like if they're 18, that's different. But before they're 18, you have to be careful with what you're doing. If you have sex with somebody with a similar age group, let's say if y'all got into a situation where y'all break up and your parents end up finding out that you lost your virginity to the person, that person can actually claim that it wasn't consensual at all, which can literally ruin your name for the rest of your life. Y'all need to be careful of what y'all are doing. Like, so serious. Moving on from that. Let's say your parents get to know the person you're dealing with. And they tell you they see an issue. You really should take heed to that because they've been in your damn shoes. Not just that. If your siblings, cousin, and some of your friends, the friends meaning like people that's really been a ride or die when they were with you with the good and bad, if they all say something to you and say the same things, that's an issue. And you should take heed to it, like, even more. But then for you to catch your person doing something wrong, you literally have so much evidence to where you really should just end it. Why continue to keep putting yourself in hurtful situations? It makes no sense. You literally have a whole ass life to live. But you're completely worried about this. And then how do you let a person completely mold you into something different than what your family raised you to be? Comment down below and answer that for me because I don't get it. Even just mold you to be something different or somebody different. For them to manipulate the hell out of you to where they're controlling your damn life for real. And y'all ain't even in a dead ass, serious ass relationship, to be quite fucking frank. Like, how does that work? The kids that go around when they're told about it and they go around like, you don't understand. We're going to be together forever. Believe me, the odds is so not in your favor. But then to move from that to your entire family telling you what they see and their worries, their precaution, like the things that you should be cautious about, and you just don't do it. What do you think that your parents are going to start to think, or your family's going to start to think? Oh, but wait. What would you be able to do if the entire family in its entirety don't like your person? How's that going to work? The only way I would be able to see that working is if you excuse yourself from the family, if you want to be with that person so badly. There's a bunch of stuff that y'all need to think about before y'all start doing shit like this. When people tell y'all shit, they ain't saying it to hurt you. They're telling you stuff from their own experiences. Everybody's not the same, and yes, everybody don't have the same exact situations, but for the people to be on the outside looking in and tell you what they see, there's a problem there. But you so damn goofy, you got your little googly-eyed ass goggles on to where you're not seeing what everybody else is seeing. And you end up being hurt in the end and looking stupid. Because you're already looking stupid while you're still with the person. And it's not just teenagers who do this, it's also adults. Like the people who stay with a person if the person's physically hurting them, mentally hurting them, emotionally hurting them, having unconsensual sex with you. Understand me when I say, just because you're with someone does not mean that if they don't want to have sex and they do it anyway, it's consensual. It's not consensual. It's not. Like if I tell you I don't want to do anything, you're not going to talk me into doing something, because then I will feel disgusted about myself afterwards. And if you're mentally not wanting to do something, you're not going to enjoy it either. So, like I said, if you're going through all of that, that's a problem. But yet, when everybody comes and tells you about it, you still stay. I know that the older people can get manipulated a lot more, especially if your spouse is telling you, oh, you're fat, ain't nobody gonna want you, or oh, you got this many kids, ain't nobody gonna want you, stuff like that. I understand how that can mess with your head. I understand how you could start believing it. That's the mind controlling you, manipulating you, molding you. That I understand that. But there's strength in everybody, but everybody don't see their strength. And in the end, you just look goofy. And then the type that will call you with issues all the time, or would they complain to you about the same exact thing, but they still stay with it. I don't get it. And then they want to get mad at you for not wanting to sit there and hear it. You're not doing anything to change the situation, so why the hell do I have to sit here while you're complaining about a person doing something to you that you didn't appreciate, or whatever the case may be, but you still stick the hell around for it? I don't get it. I don't understand. Then there's the people that get cheated on, and the person that was cheated on say, oh, we're going to stay together, but yet they want your damn location. Every time y'all argue, they bring it up. They check your phone, your social medias, all of that. They supposedly forgave you and said we're going to move on, but yet they're still stuck in the past. And you settle for it. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's honestly insanity. To continue to do the same damn thing and get the same damn results is literally the definition of insanity. Another point of this is, if you with somebody, and again, the entire family, I literally mean entire family, don't like the person you with, how they gonna be able to come to any family functions? How would they be able to come to your house? How would they be able to come on vacations with you? It's not possible. It's not physically possible. Most people won't just dislike someone for no reason. And see, with me, I literally give everybody the benefit of the doubt from the moment I met them. But when you show me something bad, I literally take mental notes. I take mental notes of what you do, period, let alone something like that. Like if you lie, dead smack in my face, looking me in my eyes, that's a problem. So, for you people out there, if your spouse has looked your parent in the eye and flat out lied to them, you cannot expect them to be okay with that. And then the other part to that is, if someone has disrespected your parent like that, that should show you what your parents has been talking about from jump. I'm not talking about the people that's with someone and the parents off top just didn't like them. Like I said, you should get to know a person before you make that call. And then we have the situations where, regardless of what your family feels and sees and what they know about, and they address it to you, and you completely ignore that and keep going about your business, that's disrespectful as hell. And it's disrespectful in a way of, with them seeing what they see and knowing what they know, and you straight up ignore their concerns or their facts that's coming out of their face. That's disappointing to your whole family. And actually, it starts messing up relationships between you and your family. I don't know if I feel so passionately about this because I didn't grow up having a real mom, or should I say real parents, that actually literally sat me down and gave me a whole discussion on what I should expect and things like that. I don't know if that's what make me take it to the heart, but I'm sure a bunch of people that watched it, speaking of which, comment down below and tell me if I'm lying. I really want you to tell me. I want y'all to tell me, honest to God's truth, if you would allow somebody to disrespect your parents and continue to stay with them, tell me you wouldn't leave them, especially if you're in your teenage years. Tell me if I'm wrong. For me, if I went through that, I would have quick. See, when everybody met my husband, everybody loved him. Foster home, literally everybody. When I met his family, everybody loved me. I'm close as all hell to my father-in-law. If I were to call him right now, you better believe he will be here. His whole family loved me, like legit. Like, I bullshit you not. We had a situation to where people would have been questioning his motives and things like that. Or if people were questioning my motives and things like that with him, better believe me, had I found out about it, I would have left him alone. And I'm sure he would have done the same for me. Because nothing would ever mess up a relationship with me and my family. Not over no person. That wouldn't ever happen. And your teenagers, like, what the fuck? The people who will literally ride and die for you. The people that will literally always be there for you regardless of what you go through. Like, if you have a extremely strong bond with your parent or parents, Nothing should be able to break that bond. Nothing. Especially when you in that age range. Like, the fuckery of it all. And then y'all adults let y'all spouses mess up y'all relationships with your family when you ask for advice but you don't accept the advice that you're given. Nobody got time to keep doing that with you. So you can't be bothered that they don't want to be bothered. Especially when it comes down to that. Because your ass is too old. Like, you really should know better. Oh, and another thing. And this is really important. If the way you come into a relationship is exactly the way you're going to lose that person in a relationship. So if your relationship started on a lie, you better understand it's going to end the same way. And not just that, the things that you were doing when it first started, you will continue to do it throughout the relationship. So let's say if you got into a relationship with somebody who was still attached to somebody else, right? I promise you, if they're already attached with another person and they ended up messing with you while they're still attached to the next person, understand me when I say, you settling for that, you're going to go through it throughout your relationship, and you're also going to lose the person the same way you got them. The same way. So, to all of y'all, like, if you got with a girl and your girl was still attached to somebody else and you found out about it and you continue to stay and you let it just ride out, your relationship is going to be that through all the way through. And you're more than likely going to lose the relationship exactly how you started it. Exactly how you started it. This is stuff that you honestly need to think about. You shouldn't have the mindset, well, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. We're going to be together forever. That type of thing. Because I promise to God, you are going to be the one that looks stupid in the end. And then you can't be mad at people if they don't want to be there to comfort you because of everything you've done while you were with that person. You can't expect them to wipe your tears or you to cry on their shoulder and things like that and then get mad because they don't allow it to happen when you're the one that caused the situation to begin with. Make it make sense. And then if you're a person who's already been through that and you turn around and do it, it's just hilarious to me. But not even just that. If you already went through that with a person and they had you all messed up because they started dealing with somebody else while they were with you, so y'all end up breaking up. And then, like, if you got into a relationship with somebody that was still in a relationship, and like I said, if you stay and you let it rock, I promise you, the same thing that happened to that person is going to happen to you. But for you to already felt that hurt before, I don't know why you would want to risk it again. And if you were with somebody that was in a relationship and you didn't know, but you were entertaining that person and you found out about it, you need to remember, at that point, you were just a thing to do. Because they were bored or something happened in a relationship that they were in to where they were feeling like they weren't getting what they needed or something to that nature. You literally were just something to occupy them. So when you feel like you won in the end because you stayed with that person, let me tell you something. You didn't. At all. As a matter of fact, you lost heavy. Because again, that shows the person's actual true colors. So when I tell you you're going to lose them the same exact way you got them, it's a promise. They just may not get caught. And another bad thing about it is, let's just say the person that was their entertainment, right? And y'all end up like getting together. Better believe me when I say the grass ain't greener. If the person that you ended up being with was in a relationship when y'all started, understand me when I say stuff won't be cotton candy and rainbows for you. Because once they get bored with you, they're going to do the same thing on your ass. And majority of the time, it's already happening. Y'all need to tread lightly. When your family tell you something, you need to listen to it. You need to not settle. Another thing, if you start messing with somebody who's already messing with somebody, and that person that was using you for entertainment, they end up being with you after breaking up with the person they were already with, and you be a downgrade, that's proof in the pudding. You literally are just entertainment. If you're already talking to somebody and then you start talking to somebody else for entertainment, but you choose to break up with the person you're with to start dealing with that person full time, you're going to get bored. You're going to start messing with other people. Because again, the way you got them is the way you losing them. And you be a downgrade, I rest my case. You're entertainment for them. Y'all shouldn't ever do that. Y'all shouldn't mess with somebody and then start messing with somebody else and then break up with that first somebody. And then the second person ends up being a downgrade. It's stupid. It's literally just stupid. It's stupidity at its highest. But then for you to know that you are the actual downgrade, that relationship's not going to be a good relationship because you're going to be worried the entire time. The entire time. You won't have a chance to enjoy your relationship because you're going to be worried about what your partner's doing the whole time. I really hope that I am getting somewhere with me giving y'all this advice, because honestly, it's real deal. And I'm going to do a part 2 to this. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you're notified every time I drop a new video. And yes, I do mean every time. Thank y'all for watching. I'll catch you in my next one. Deuces.